Hello, welcome to the Toadstead. Well, this is our grow out pen, and this is early to 2020, and we started hatching out our next batch of chickens. And as you'll see in a few minutes, our incubator is rather diminutive, so we don't do a whole lot at a time. But these guys are exactly 31 days old, the little velociraptors. And this is our outdoor grow out pen. And as you can see, they're fully feathered. And yeah, we know how old they were because they were born on New Year's Day. Hatched, if you will. So, we'll take the dog dishes out because we're still using the feeders, like you'll see later, for these guys. But they're old enough now, they can see there's a heat lamp there. They get chilly, they can climb under, they can walk under there, but they can also, on nicer days, come out in the grow out pen, out in the wire part. And once they reach a certain age, the next stop for these dudes and dudettes is the main chicken coop. What you're seeing here is our backup brooder. And yes, it is exactly what it looks like. It's just an old tote with cut a hole through a vent in there, and that's just what it looks like. One of those lights you can buy at Home Depot for about $4. And this one, it had a 100-watt bulb in it, but of course, you know, the 100-watt bulbs are getting a little harder to find sometimes. So we threw a 60 in there, and when the chickens reach an age, see, it takes about 21 days for chickens to do their thing, to go from egg to chicken. Well, in our outdoor grow out pen, which is over there on the other side of the truck, we're stuck with ambient temperatures. Now, we do this in the wintertime simply because that's when we know we're going to be home for, you know, a couple, 3-4 months in a row. We can take care of them. So because they're hatched every 21 days, sometimes we end up with 2 sets. And it's because we only can hatch 7 at a time. So we end up with 2 sets inside the house. And so when 21 days passes, we will use this old brooder as kind of a holding pen until they're completely feathered out and they go into the outdoor grow out pen. Now this one, yeah, do I recommend this? No, not really. It could maybe even be a fire trap if you put too big of a bulb in it. Certainly if you put one of those 250 watters in there, I wouldn't recommend it. And this one's probably going to get phased out because now we made a mistake. We did not hatch out for 2 years. And, you know, chickens start slowing down in their laying in their 3rd year usually. So what I should have been doing is hatching out, you know, 1 a year and replacing whatever I get, 4, 5, 6 of our flock every year. I didn't. I got lazy. So we're doing 3 of them in a row, hoping for between, you know, 17 and 21 biddies, and then hoping that by the time we cull out the extra roosters, we end up with around a dozen, maybe a baker's dozen hens and a rooster. So that was a big lesson we learned. Thou shalt not wait 3 years to do chickens. But this one's done. You just saw me put the oldest velociraptors in the grow out pen, and we're going backwards from the oldest chickens to the youngest, so we'll be back in a moment. Okay, now we're in the house, and if you watch the channel, I think I put the video out of building this brood box out of some stuff I had laying around. And of course, the boss is hanging out in the sunshine, doing what he does best. But anyway, these are the biddies that are about 3 days old. And that first batch, we were 7 for 7. Our incubator, which you'll see in a few minutes, only does 7 eggs at a time. And we were 7 for 7, very rare, first time. This time we were 6 for 7. We had 1 dud that was either an unfertilized egg or just something went wrong. So, you know, we only lost 1 out of 14, which has never happened before. And when I built this brooder, I built it with the way we were getting. You know, sometimes we get 4, sometimes 5, 6 was our best. So it's maybe just a tad small. Certainly wouldn't want any more than about, 6 or 7, maybe 8 in here when they're this small. The addition of that little umbrella-shaped heater back there has made it real nice. You can see one little guy peeking out from underneath it. It's about 100 degrees under that heater, and we really like it because it uses very, very, very little electricity to keep these animals warm, as compared to something like the 250-watt heat lamp that's out in the grow out pen. So we like it. It's working so far, but we'll show you where it all starts. And here on my desk are eggs that I literally put in this incubator about 2 hours ago. And like the incubator, it's a Brinsea Mini, and it tells you everything in fact you can see. Day 20. So about another 20 days, give or take. Hopefully we'll have 7 more biddies to add, and like I said, when we get done, we should be able to replace our whole flock with all new chickens. And then next year we'll do this once and add 4, 5, 6 new ones, and we'll go to doing that every year to keep our flock fresh and not have a time when we just flat out run out of eggs. We had that happen, and that's a mistake we won't make twice. So there you go. There's the backwards version of the Toadstead chicken assembly line. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time around.